Hegel's philosophy of nature, inert matter, inertia. Paragraph 263. Initially, in its mere universality and immediacy, matter has only a quantitative difference and is particularized into different quanta or masses, which in the superficial determination of a whole or unit are bodies. The body is also immediately distinguished from its ideality. It is, however, within space and time that it is essentially spatial and temporal, and it appears as their content, indifferent to this form. Addition. Matter fills space merely because it is exclusive in its being for self, and so posits a real limit in space. Space, as such, lacks this exclusiveness. The determination of plurality necessarily accompanies being for self, but is as yet completely indeterminate difference, and not yet a difference implicit within matter itself. Matters are mutually exclusive. Paragraph 264. In accordance with the spatial determination in which time is sublated, the body is durable. In accordance with the temporal determination in which indifferent spatial subsistence is sublated, it is transitory. In general, it is a wholly contingent unit. It is indeed the unity which binds both moments in their opposition, that is, motion, but in its indifferent opposition to space and time, and so to the relation of space and time in motion. The body has motion external to it in the same way as its negation of motion or rest. It is in fact inert. Remark. In this sphere, the body is inadequate to its notion or finite, because as matter it is only posited as the immediate abstract unity of time and space, and not as a single developed restless unity with motion immanent in it. Ordinary physical mechanics accepts the body in this determination, so that it is one of its axioms that a body can only be set in motion or come to rest through an external cause, motion or rest being merely a state of the body. Determinations such as this are vaguely envisaged as applying to selfless terrestrial bodies, as of course they do. This is merely finite corporeality. In its immediacy and abstraction, however, the body as body means this abstraction of body. The imperfection of this abstract existence is sublated in concretely existent bodies, however, and the positing of this sublation begins already in the selfless body. Inertia, impact, pressure, draw, fall, etc. The determinations of ordinary mechanics belong to the sphere of finite corporeality, and so to finite motion, and should not therefore be transferred to absolute mechanics, where it is rather in the freedom of their notion that corporeality and motion have their existence. Addison. Mass, posited immediately, contains motion as resistance, for this immediacy is being for other. The real moment of difference is external to mass, which has motion either as this notion or as sublated within it. Mass is inert when it is fixed in this way, yet it does not express rest. Duration is rest in that as the notion of its realization, it is opposed to motion. Mass is the unity of the moments of rest and motion. Both are sublated within it, for it is indifferent to both of them. It is as capable of motion as it is of rest, and in itself is confined to neither of them. In itself, it neither rests nor moves, but merely passes from one state to the other through external impulse. That is, rest and motion are posited within it by means of another. In so far as it rests, it remains quiescent, and does not, of its own accord, pass over into motion. Similarly, when in motion, it is in fact in motion, and does not pass over of its own accord into rest. Matter is implicitly inert. That is, it is inert insofar as its notion is opposed to its reality. Its reality has therefore separated itself and gone into opposition to it, and it is this that first constitutes its sublated reality, or that in which it exists merely as abstraction. It is this abstraction which is always regarded as the implicit nature and essence of matter by those for whom sensuous actuality is what is real, and the form of abstraction constitutes implicitness. While finite matter is moved from without, therefore, free matter moves itself. Within its sphere it is therefore infinite, for within the whole matter belongs to the stage of finitude. The just man is free, although he is bound by the laws which limit the unjust man. In nature each sphere exists not only in its infinitude, but as a finite relationship in itself. Finite relationships such as pressure and impact have the advantage of being known to us through reflection and being drawn from experience. They are defective merely because other relationships are subsumed under a rule constituted in this way. People think that things should happen in heaven as they do at home, but these finite relationships cannot show forth the infinitude of a sphere of nature.